Hey guys, welcome back. This is our 808 wagon that we're doing up. So this is going to be like a budget build, cars and coffee car that they say. So we've already stripped the car. We did have the car in it wasn't sort of in primer, it was sort of like half paint, half primer. You can sort of see it in the photos. So we've sort of done it so far, and we actually didn't have the car wet blasted. We haven't, and we didn't get it dipped or anything. I actually spent so many nights in here and afternoons after work coming down and stripping it all by hand, which was a big pain in the butt. But anyway, the car was probably worth better off doing it that way, because these things are pretty thin and I wasn't sure what I was getting into, so better off doing it that way. The tailgate's not too bad, so she's not too bad in here at all. She's had a few dents, a few hits with Elvis obviously, so we've got to straighten all that out. And as you can see, I'm wearing gloves. Even though the car has actually been deoxidined, I'm still wearing gloves because my hands are very acidic and I don't want to go with wet hands and getting all the acid and rust starting to build up. So you can see that we're already doing this. You can see we've already put the Rx3 there. That's just for inspiration. So then we come through all these. We've got a bit of rust in the A pillar down here. Obviously in the inner guard panel, that's all rusting out. So we remove that. There's a little bit of work still to be done. We're going to get the wet blasting guy to come back, because obviously these cars, it's a bit hard to try and strip them back like that in here. So he's going to come back. We're going to get all this wet blasted through here. We're going to remove all this, then put it into primer and put all the inner guards back on. But we're going to have segments with that. So when he's here doing it, because there's probably someone's probably going to be watching, who's probably never done it before. So, I mean, us. So we're just going to be doing that sort of stuff. And you can see why when you look in the engine bay. So this was all stripped back by hand. And then you can see there was a lot of surface rust and everything all underneath where the old primer and paint was. So mate, we're better off just getting in there. We'll get it all wet blasted, we'll prime it out and everything else, and then we'll just go from there, because yeah, you're better off just getting it all done. You can see here, you've still got a fair bit of work to do in here. So we've taken most of the inner guards off. Down this side's not too bad, but there is a bit of work that's been done previously by whoever done it ages ago. So we're going to cut all that out, we're going to redo it. Inside, the actual kicker, there's a bit of rust down here in the bottom in the corner down here, so we're going to get all that fixed up and everything else, and then we'll be doing that. So we'll show you step by step when we're doing it, because I won't be doing it because I don't trust myself, because this metal is really thin. I'm not a very good welder and I don't want to go making a big, cock up of the whole thing. So we'll have another guy down here who's a professional, so he's going to go through it with you step by step. We've got a bit up here in the top of the A pillar in the corner. They actually had bog all the way out to here, which I don't understand why, but it didn't really need all that bog out to there, I don't think. But anyway, so we're going to go through that. All the B pillar and everything else, like it's pretty sweet. Like there's a bit of shit down here. You see they've cut a bit of rust out there, so we're going to fix all that up. We're going to put another product through here, because a lot of guys these days will pull a car apart. So they'll take all that out, then they'll get it wet blasted or whatever, or sand blasted or dipped, and then they'll just prime it all and prep it. But we're not going to do that, because like I said, this is just going to be a budget build, but we're going to do it properly and show you. So we're just going to get another product that's going to go in here and put wax over the top of it, but we'll go through that with you step by step when we're doing that. So, and this, like as you can see, the best way of doing it is to actually get a car that you trust to have a good body. So I was lucky the guy I got this off was, pretty genuine. So that's it so far. There is going to be a few mods that we're going to do to the inside of the car that we're going to go through later on. Like, we don't want to divulge everything straight up, otherwise, here will be some punch. But we just don't want to, like, things will change as we're progressing with the build anyway, because like I said, it's just going to be a cars and coffee. So that's it with the body so far, and as you can see, it's already pretty much done. There's a little bit of stripping still to go on it, but look, it's pretty fair. So this is going to be a car that we just want to take this. We want to take the shows, want to go to Revival, Buzznats, drive around town, have fun with it. So as you can see, these are the doors. So they're not too bad. Like, this is the front door, left-hand door. Probably the worst door. So as you can see, it's pretty straight on the outside. It's been deoxidized, still a bit of stuff that's stripped, but if I flip it over, you can see that all the times that it's been sitting outside in the rain and the weather, it's all clogged up with stuff. And you can see down in the bottom corner's gone. All the bottom lip panel where it's fallen over, it's all gone. All this corner's gone. The guy that we have come down here has assured me that he can fix that, so we'll leave him with that one. And as we did say, this is going to be a supercharged car. So we've already, instead, the bonnet that we had was too good. And you know, I've heard some bad things, but you know, who knows. But so we already got, this is an original, supposed to be an original Rx3, but it could be off an 808 or anything, but it's an original bonnet, which already had the supercharger cut out, which saves us a shitload of time and we can actually modify it. So as you can see on the inside, so it's actually not too bad at all. And there's a few signs that tells me it could be an Rx3 bonnet, but yeah, so you can see they've already done all the hard work for us. We're just going to stiffen it up, make it a bit better. And I'm going to go through, because as I was saying before, I've got gloves on. You can see how acidic my hands can be. So we're going to get deoxidine. So deoxidine is just a product, if you're not familiar with it, that guys, panel beaters and that will put on. It's a 3-part system, and I'll show you the stuff that we use. And then you can actually deoxidine the car, wipe it down with water, and that, you can leave that car, if you're like us, we're out in the middle of the country, so there's no salt air or anything, and that car can actually sit for like 12 months, even longer, before any surface rust gets on it, besides my hands, that's why I don't touch them. Anyway, if I bring over here, I can show you the engine that we're going to start with. So this is the 13B turbo engine that we're starting with at the moment, which I bought from a guy in WA. It's nearly sort of complete. We were going to use it, but every time I kept going somewhere to an event like Buznats or Revival, or even when you see them around Summernats, you know, they've all got massive turbos and stuff on them, and I just want to do something a bit different, you know. So the engine's a pretty honest engine. The compression, I can't remember the compression rate because we actually bought this through COVID as well. A lot of our stuff we were buying through COVID. I guess everyone else was doing the same thing. I got a bit bored, so I just started buying stuff. But well, these, as you can see, these are the inner panels that we're going to use on the inner guard. So we've already got those. Just got to wait on my mate not to get, or the guy not to get busy enough to come here and sand and wet blast the whole thing. So when we got the car was completely stripped. So just about. So it was really awkward to know, or it's really hard to know if I've got 100% everything. So these are all the bits and pieces all up here. This is all inside the dashboard. That's all the wiring loom. That's all the garnish for inside, outside, you know, tail lights. Oh, geez, everything. So there's probably going to be some bits and pieces that are going to be missing. So I'll probably be, asking for some help later on, I reckon, when we get to that stage. These are the original ones, so you can sort of see, like they had rust all up through here and stuff, so you can sort of see that, yeah, they're pretty bad. They weren't all that great. This one here was the same. This one was terrible. I just got shitty and just cut it out. I got sick of sitting there drilling out holes and stuff like that. This is the dash that's going to go in it, which is an original Savannah dash out of an Rx3. So we're going to put that in. Seats and stuff, we sort of know what we want. We're just trying to work out. We're trying to do stuff different to everyone else at the moment, which is like everyone else. That's the original bonnet. So it was too good. It was too good to sort of, cut a hole in it. So we didn't want to cut a hole in that, so we sort of left it. This is the transmission we're using. It's just the original transmission out of the RX7 Series 4, which is a turbo tranny. We're not going for massive horsepower with the engine. I just want a car that I can drive around, have fun with, cruise with a few mates and take the kids along, whatever. So it's not built for horsepower. If I was going to have something, a lot of the guys now, like you see a few of them online now, and they're doing a lot of superchargers and stuff, but they're all 20Bs. So, mate, they need C4s and all sorts of shit. So this is just a cruiser. It's just going to be a budget build. We're not trying to, go in there and blow the doors off everyone with a show car. It's not going to be like that, but but I am pretty fussy when it comes to, I want it to be neat. So, and the way it goes. But as you can see with these doors, these are the back doors, so I've got these all hanging up. Some of these ones are pretty bad too. So you can see all the rust is starting to come through the bottom there. So apparently, don't be scared of that. I was chasing new doors and for ages, and then I finally got a guy came down here and said, nah, I can fix that. So he got the job. Let's just see how good he fixes it. So I reckon he'll do all right. There's a few cars in here he's done, and look, honestly, they're worth their weight in gold. If you can get an old guy that's been around in the trap so he can actually fold stuff up and do stuff, half your battle's won. But there's a couple of cars in here that they're not really rotaries or anything. I'm the only rotary guy that's in here, but the cars have been virtually stripped back, so they've ripped off the quarter panels, redone them, he's rebuilt everything, and unbelievable. I should have actually, I mean, all things aside that it's not a rotaries and they're not rotaries and that, but you can sort of appreciate the workmanship that goes into them. So I guess I am really into rotaries, but I'm also appreciative of all other street machiners that are out there too that, mate, they just blow your head, you know, or they mind boggle me with how they do things these days. Howard Assel's probably another one. You probably all follow him on his acid build. He's just a whiz, that guy. So the only thing we're chasing at the moment is like everyone else. We can't find the 12A front headlight brackets. No one's got any. There's none around. We have got guards up there, but they're no good. Like they've been warped. They've just molested them too much. So we're just going to keep them. Maybe fix them up, keep them as spares, just in case, God forbid, someone doesn't hit us or something someday. So we're going to keep them up there. So just, you know, that's pretty much the build as it is at the moment. We are fighting for space in here, so we're looking at building our own shed to continue the build in, because it's really hard in here. Because a lot of these guys, like you got 4 or 5 guys in one shed that's not overly that big, and I tell you, it's really hard to try and do anything. I stripped that car in that corner there, pretty much where the engine is sitting now. So that was all done over there. Now if you come outside, we'll deoxidine this bonnet. So that's the deoxidine that I use, and I put onto it by another bloke. So he's another YouTuber. So he recommended using this, so we thought we'd give it a crack. And it's just a 3-part, so 3 parts, you know, 1 part that, 3 parts water. So you just do that, and if you, I'll move this door at the moment. Just here for a second. Good thing about doing these cars, everything's light. Just straight it up there like that. And then we'll just use a bit of, you know, Scotch-Brite. Rub it in. You can see it's all starting to come off. Like this bonnet here looked great when I picked it. Oh, I wouldn't say it looked great, but I thought, oh yeah, it's not bad, but jeez, there's a lot of work in this bonnet. It's all over the place. You can see it's had a lot of hits with stuff. It would have been great to see what this was like on the car, or the car was that it came off. Like I said, this is new to us, but you know, we're all for the Rotary scene, especially the Melbourne scene. So we do want to catch up with a lot of guys down there in Melbourne who are going to, you know, any Rotary club that's doing a run, mate, hit us up. We'd love to join you. We'd love to go down and meet everyone. You know, all the guys I've met buying car parts down in Melbourne and stuff, mate, have all been awesome blokes. Just, you know, it's just great to catch up with blokes who are, you know, on the same wavelength as us, you know, with the Rotary stuff. But that's it for the moment. So, but I'll keep you posted with everything that's going on. So if you'd like to see further things, like and subscribe. Because the more people like it and stuff, the more chance that we'll actually be able to get more and better content. So thank you very much for that, and we'll catch you soon.